everyone, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in for what's going to be my monthly favorites. As you can probably tell by the title and just the time of month, it's happening everywhere here on YouTube. So I don't have a whole lot to talk about because as Halloween is come and gone, I focused a little bit more on those videos. I did 4 tutorials this year, which you can go check out my Halloween playlist. I'll link it down below, which is kind of not relevant now, but you know. But in case you want to, I will. But basically, because the focus was more so on those looks, my day-to-day looks, and the products that I was trying on a daily basis, kind of fell by the wayside. So I have a lot of repeats from previous months. I'm still going to gloss over them, talk about why I like them, because the fact that I'm still using them, still loving them is important, I think. But then I also have a few others to add into the mix. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up is not a beauty favorite, it's a show, and obviously I talked about American Horror Story here. That's kind of a given if you're not new to the channel. It's my all-time favorite show. I've been loving this season. But there's actually another show that I've gotten super into lately because I'm trying to play catch up. I'm super late to the game here. I think there are 6 seasons of this out there already, once upon a time, but a coworker introduced me to it, and as a result of like needing to catch up to the current season, I have been binging like crazy. I love it. If you love the fairy tale, it's like grown-up fairy tales, you know, and the way they weave in all the fairy tales, whether it was Disney, like if you love a good Disney movie, you're gonna like this, but it's not just Disney movies. It's all the heroes and villains and princesses and all that kind of stuff. So it hooked me for like the childhood Disney nostalgia, but in reality, the plot's pretty good. It's really just more of a lighthearted show, especially compared to something like American Horror Story, but there was still some great makeup, so it was like kind of cool for Halloween, although I'm definitely going to continue watching after Halloween, obviously. So yeah, that's my first favorite. Up next are nails. I'm back to my static nails, and I've been getting some questions about the styles that I've been wearing lately. For those who are unfamiliar, I always wear press-on nails. Like very rarely will you ever find my nails painted because I have no patience for drying. The second I do paint them, it seems like they chip within a day, so it's like, what's the point? I like something fast that I can do within 5 minutes, and then the results will last for, frankly, depending on the brand that I wear, anywhere from 1 week to 2. So I'm always wearing press-ons. It's really only ever a matter of what style and brand. So if you ever ask me what color polish I'm wearing, chances are it's a press-on nail. So those that I have fallen back in love with, not that I ever fell out of love with them, but they're not as accessible as the Impress brand that I like to wear, which are available at drugstores. But I placed a pretty big order on static nails. I think they were having a sale, and then on top of that, if you purchase like a certain threshold, or maybe it was a certain number of pairs or sets of nails, they threw in one for free, and so I think I ended up getting like 6 pairs of nails. Sorry, not sorry. So the 2 that I've been loving this month, one is a metallic, and I mean like ultra metallic nail. And I believe it's a collection they're doing in partnership with Sephora, so they first released them on their site, which is where I purchased them, but I think they're going to be available at Sephora, if not now, then sometime soon. And there are 4 different metallic shades in the collection. This one is N4, it's called Crimson Edit, but the one that I had been wearing in a couple videos in the month of October was a rose gold. I think it's N1, and then there are 2 others, obviously. One I think is silver, and one is gold, but there are 4 in this metallic collection. I love all of them. I will say though, they are a little bit more finicky than like say the pair I'm wearing. This finish is tricky because if you get any nail glue on it, and then if you get nail glue on it, your finger sticks to the nail, as you peel your finger off, that will peel off some of that ultra shiny finish. So these are a little bit more finicky in that way as far as application goes, but if you're just a little bit more careful with your nail glue application, they end up looking amazing. And then there is the style that I'm wearing. First I applied these for Halloween because it's a black tip French manicure, like no brainer. But I've really just been loving it going into fall because it's a really nice, clean, crisp look, but like a fall twist on a French manicure. So that's what I've been wearing in the past couple of videos. This is the style Skinny Dipped, and it's a gel effect, so it's ultra shiny. It's gonna have, you know, it's not matte or it's not liquid, like the finish here is liquid chrome naturally. So yeah, these are the 2 that I've been loving. They are a little bit more expensive than the Impress that I like to buy, but you can reuse these. So the Impress, I have a whole video on this if you want to go check out my preferred press-on nails, how I like to apply and remove, all that kind of stuff. But basically, these are 16 bucks a piece. They are about 2 times more expensive than the drugstore Impress I like to buy, but you can reuse these virtually limitlessly. I mean, really until you're unhappy with like the shape of the nail or the polish on the nail. In theory, you take a little bit of acetone to the back of these to clear away any like buildup of nail glue, and then you can go ahead and reuse them. And some of these, like the metallic finish, does get wiped away a little bit more easily with the acetone. So what I found is that I just remove the finish and then I go in and repaint them. So these, despite being more expensive, are way more versatile because the Impress have an adhesive backing and the actual material is a lot more flexible. So when you go to remove them, they get so deformed that there's just no way you can reuse them. So just something to keep in mind. Yes, these are more expensive, but you can reuse them. Up next is the face, and really no changes here, guys. I've been going in between my J. Manuel Beauty Filter Finish Collection Skin Perfector Foundation. This is my second one of these now, and on days that I feel like I need a little bit more shine control, I will go in with this J. Manuel, but on days that I don't, I will use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation that's now back in my life and better than ever, so I'll go in between those. And then concealer and powder, I have still been loving the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer Cream. Mine's in the shade L11, and then the translucent setting powder. Like, this combination of face products has been my go-to for a couple months at this point, just because it looks like second skin on me, but still gives that full flawless coverage, and then it lasts all day. I will say though, I've been struggling a lot less with dryness. One, being in the South now for my second fall and winter, I'm just experiencing a lot, like the swings in my skin, the changes in my skin are a lot less severe than they were when I was living in Chicago, so I haven't found I needed to, you know, change that up too dramatically. Also, it's still like hot and humid. We're now in November, and I swear it's 68 outside right now, but it's gonna get up to 80 today on November 3rd or 4th or whenever I'm filming this. So just something to keep in mind is that I really haven't needed to adapt my everyday base makeup routine, just because the weather has been wacky, but not as extreme as it normally was when I was in the Midwest. Up next is bronzer, and I have changed my bronzer game up a little bit just because I'm trying to come up with an alternative for this Pure Minerals Glow Together Gradient Matte Shimmer Bronzer. When I brought this up in a favorites video, I forget where someone commented, but they said this is limited edition, and so I saw it was still available on the Ulta website as of about a month ago, so I can go back and check and verify in the description bar below just to make sure. But once I heard that, I figured I need to come up with an alternative for this, because as you can see, I love it dearly. I love it because on one side you have before I used the one, had three totally matte shimmer strips, or totally matte strips, and then on the bottom you have shimmer. You can, because it's so big, it makes it super easy to isolate one or the other to get a completely matte or completely shimmery bronze or contour, or you can just throw them all together, which is what I've been doing as of late, to just go in with a big bronzer. In fact, the brush that I really like to use is the big ol' e.l.f. Beautifully Precise. I believe that's the collection, and it's the 101 brush. I did a video of this in October as well that I can link below, but this has been the brush because it just fits so nicely, and then I can go in and just do big old bronzing around the face. This has been my go-to, but as I've been trying to find alternatives, I started first with Physicians Formula. So the two that I've been using here, one is the Butter Bronzer. This is the light bronzer. I'm not sure if there's a deep bronzer in that, and then there is the Airbrushing Bronzing Veil in light to medium, and the bronzing veil actually has like discernible gold chunks, so definitely not a dupe, definitely something you want to steer clear of if you're not a fan of a chunkier bronzer. The Butter Bronzer is good, and I know it's something that a lot of people have been raving about because it has this beautiful satin finish. I mean, you just look at it here and it's like, it looks like it could be a powder foundation, but there's just this like glow, this lit from within glow, and it's not even on your skin, already like radiating from this bronzer. And so it just has this beautiful sheen that really transfers nicely to the skin. But unlike everyone who loves this, I hate the smell. Like, I love the smell of sunscreen. I'm not a huge fan of coconut, either both the scent and actual food, so maybe that's it. Because it smells like summer in a sunscreeny way, but it has like a coconutty scent, like a fake coconutty, obviously a fake coconutty scent that I just kind of can't shake. So I don't know, that's the one downside for me, but I know a lot of people love that about this product. But I will say it is pretty close in terms of overall effect. When you swirl the matte with the shimmer portion of that big old Pure Minerals disc, you get a very similar effect with this guy, but the other difference is that you don't have the ability to separate matte from shimmer. So still on the hunt for a dupe that is 100%, but I will say that this is a pretty good dupe if you are looking for the like general swirled effect from the Pure Minerals disc. And last up are lips. I'm completely skipping over eyes because, believe it or not, I haven't really touched any eyeshadows, even my Modern Renaissance palette this month. So like I said earlier, when things get busy elsewhere with like makeup and work's been kind of hectic, I will cut down on my daily makeup routine, and pretty much the first thing to go for me is the eyeshadow. Even though it's my favorite part of my daily makeup routine, it takes more time, and I find that I can still achieve a pulled together look with a bold lip. So that's what I'm sharing today, is the bold lip that I've been loving. This is from the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick. I have a full review of the 10, I believe they sent me, and this is just the shade that I've been gravitating towards. It's Out Loud because it's like this perfect browny orangey, it just screams like fall leaves to me, and so I've really been loving it. I think it's a great kind of orangey shade for people who are kind of scared of orange because it's kind of grounded in those browny neutrals. And I also just love how fuss-free it is because even though it's this very bold, you know, matte lip product, it's a liquid lipstick that dries down, so it really sets and lasts. For me, it lasts a good portion of the day. I'll say I have some, you know, wear on my inner, mostly my lower lip from lunch, like right around the lunchtime I'll go notice that down there, but I just go in with a little bit to touch it up in, you know, the bathroom or wherever in the middle of the day, and then my lips are still good to go through the rest of the day. It's just, this is a great formula for me. So that's the shade I would recommend if you're looking for a good one for fall going into winter. And that's it. Those are all of my favorites. As usual, guys, I would love to hear yours in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.